Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Hi Loey, my name is Loey, and if I sound a little sick, a little congested, I am. I feel like I have literally my third cold of this season. I don't understand where they're all coming from. Also, we are in my office because my sweet little Annie baby girl swallowed a piece of a toy and she had to have surgery, but that's fine because you guys will just hear Mort snorting in my lap the whole time. Yeah, which is kind of nice because today's video is not a fun one to make. I'm sure it probably seems silly based on the title and the thumbnail alone, but when I tell you not to watch these TikToks alone, unfortunately today it's not a fun gimmick. I really do mean it. I had no intentions of filming today. I literally just posted a video, but I was scrolling through YouTube trying to find something to watch earlier, and I saw that my queen, Hannah the Horrible, had posted, and the minute that Hannah has out a new upload, you know I'm the first watch. And I saw that she was talking about a situation with an AI minion filter on TikTok. Now, I've talked about some filters on TikTok before. People have used them to go ghost hunting to see if the AI picked up on a face or something behind them that they couldn't see. There have been things like this that have popped up in the past. But the further I got into Hannah's video, the more I realized that this is actually something very, very serious. And I think that she does an incredible job of explaining the details, the details of specific videos, but because so much of my audience uses my videos as a way to kind of get your own curated For You page on TikTok, I know a lot of you don't have the app, or you just rely on me to bring you scary videos. I think that this is still something I want to talk to you about because it is so serious. It is genuinely very, very, very creepy in the worst possible way. I also know a lot of you guys that watch me with your kids, and maybe your kids talk. Okay, he wants so desperately to be part of this conversation, but I know a lot of you, your kids watch me, and maybe your kids go looking for the scary side of TikTok on the app. And yeah, I just want you to be aware that this is happening. But again, I think Hannah does a phenomenal job of explaining this as well. So I'm gonna have her video linked down below. If you want to, and if you have the stomach to get into some of the darker details about individual videos, I highly, highly recommend it. But the other reason this is really important is I think that a lot of the times TikTok trends kind of filter down. From what I'm seeing, what we're talking about today kind of started on Twitter or X or whatever, and then kind of went into TikTok. I feel like from TikTok it usually goes into Instagram. From Instagram I feel like it eventually goes into YouTube. I feel like YouTube is kind of the last to know. Essentially where this all starts is that there is this AI video app called Runway. I've seen ads for it before. It says that it can turn your pictures into videos, and it also has different filters and stuff like that, seemingly, that you can take any content and turn it into something else. So one of the filters that they have on the app is a Minion movie filter. It'll take any video that you put through it and turn it into all Minions. It's actually crazy how much it changes with the video. This is a completely innocent one. I will not be showing you any of the videos that we're talking about today, which I know what you're thinking, the scary side of TikTok without any TikTok videos, but you'll understand why as we get further into this. This is a totally innocent one where you can see how the Minions AI feature works over the actual original video.
Вот так вот, обоюдно.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Обоюдно, скажите.
Пошли вы нахуй.
Here's another totally innocent one where someone is just dancing in the streets. And it's funny, right? You would scroll across this and maybe you'd be like, well, that's a little weird. That's a little uncanny. It's clearly AI. You might stop and you might watch the video. I feel like Minions as well. It's like the internet meme that will never die, man. If it's not Facebook posts with those, incredible Minion memes from back in the day, do they still make those anymore? But Minions have been relevant for a very, very long time, ever since the release of Despicable Me, and so it's not surprising that they would get an AI filter. They're a very beloved children's character. So the problem with the filter, and this is where things are going to get a little bit darker. I do know that some of you watch my videos with your kids, and I'm going to try to be as general as humanly. I'm using Morty's head as a as a place to talk with my hands. I'm going to try to be as general and non-specific as possible, both for your sake, my sake, and also for YouTube's guidelines. I actually cannot describe what is happening in a lot of these videos. Basically what is happening is live leak videos are being taken, put through the Minions filter, and then posted onto TikTok. Now, this gets obviously very concerning very quickly. When I say live leak videos, it's just an easy way of referencing very dark videos. Think content of people unaliving, huge national tragedies, shock videos, if you will. And so people are taking those videos and they have made their way to TikTok. These videos obviously look entirely different from the original content. The Minions filter is not Minionsifying this very sensitive material. The AI doesn't really know what to do with it, and so it ends up looking really strange. So you may not even know what's happening until you start hearing the audio from the video. Because while the visuals of the videos have been changed to be this weird, uncanny Minion AI, the audio remains the same. And so in a lot of them, you will hear the sounds of what is happening in these truly terrible videos. And I'm sorry I can't get more detailed than that. I'm not trying to be disrespectful in censoring myself. I'm not trying to evade telling you guys what's happening in these videos. It's quite literally because of YouTube's guidelines that I don't want to break. And also, I know a lot of you watch my videos with like your kids around and stuff like that. I don't really want these words coming out of my own mouth. That being said, I am going to show you the first screenshot from each of the offending videos that I'm going to be talking about, only so that you, if you are scrolling and you come across them, are aware and you can scroll away. In all of these screenshots, this is before anything takes place in the video. And once again, when you do see it, it's all been like put through this Minions filter. You're not going to see anything bad if you actually do watch those videos. It's just the knowledge of what is truly happening in them, as well as usually the audio within them. So the first video that I saw is somebody walking into a mosque. This was a very massive tragedy, and this is body cam footage of that moment. There are multiple of this video just all over the app. The audio is still there. You can hear everything that was happening, but instead of seeing what's happening, you're seeing minions fall over and become distorted and warped. And it's just so deeply unsettling. I will say, out of all of them, this is the one that freaked me out the most, because while the Minions AI does change so much, it doesn't necessarily know what to do with GUN. The AI just doesn't really know what to do with it. So you still hear the sounds and you are watching it happen. You're watching it through a filter, but you are seeing what is happening in this video take place. I've seen this next video pop up with a fake everything tagline. I'm assuming because a lot of people are starting to post with the Minions AI like very normal videos like, hey guys, this isn't a weird one, and they do mean it. I think that there are some people utilizing that to lure people into a false sense of like security so that they still watch the shock video, and then they still watch the shock video. This is just an example of that. You hear what sounds like a child crying, what sounds like something going off, like it's very, very, very graphic. This one is horrible. It was a video posted to X. It was just a family sitting at a table when somebody walks by and unalives the father as he is sitting right there with his entire family. And this one is awful. Again, you literally hear his children screaming. It's just this awful Minions filter over it, which makes it somehow so much worse, because if I accidentally scrolled upon that, I am not the kind of person who would ever take that kind of content in. I didn't even feel comfortable or confident in researching these original videos to compare and contrast. And that's why I'm giving you the first screenshot of each of these, because if you can avoid it, obviously, please do report every single account that you see. But like, being subjected to that kind of content, I don't think is good for the brain in any way, shape, or form. It's also so deeply disrespectful to the lives that were lost and taken in the majority of these videos. This one, I can't tell if anything like bad is actually happening in the video. The comments are off, which is not common for most of these. What's happening is that people are going into the comment section of these videos and they're saying like what you can search to find the original, you know, shock video, or even worse, in a lot of circumstances, they're leaving links that you can type in, like shortened links. So this one doesn't have that. I don't think anything happens in the video. You just hear this train honk really loud as these two figures get very close to the train, and then they run away giggling. Like, you don't hear anything more than that. But that's why this is, I mean, even more concerning than everything I've already told you. You don't know when it's innocent. And this is not like a new trend that TikTok just hasn't really had time to handle just yet. I came across one video that came with a sensitive content warning, and it is police body cam footage. You can hear absolutely everything that happens. In the comments, people say that someone was being held at like knife point, and this was police body cam footage of what transpired. And so it's a lot of videos about like loss of life being exploited and turned into this like absolutely vile content, all in the name of getting people to accidentally watch it. It's also just disgusting videos. Like, there's this one where a guy goes into a bathroom and gets something out of the toilet and then puts it in his mouth. Like, it is truly, truly actually disgusting videos. There are so many like this. So many like this. Someone crossing a street on their bike when a car comes out of nowhere. There's another one that's a very infamous live leak video. I'm not gonna say the name, but they've turned him into a Christmas minion. One of the most horrifying ones was this one with an elevator in which you can see what appears to be later on one of the minions get trapped in the elevator door. And I could go on and on and on and on. Honestly, I feel weird even having those videos saved to my phone, knowing what the original source material was. And what makes this even scarier is that a lot of this content is incredibly illegal. It doesn't just stop at these videos, you know, videos that have been widely spread for one reason or another because of a tragedy that happened in them. It goes into things that if you were caught with that kind of content uncensored, you would go to jail. You cannot know what you are watching when something is filtered to this degree. And I think that this is a really terrifying example of how AI makes it so that we do not know what we are consuming. Like it or not, AI is part of our everyday lives now. Whether you're talking to an artificial intelligence customer service representative, or you're scrolling through Instagram and get bombarded with countless AI videos, this is part of everyday life. That's why no one bats an eye when something like this starts. You see minions everywhere on videos, must be a weird trend the kids are doing. Except that the kids are watching horrific, vile, terrible videos through this censored lens. And a lot of the times, I think they are looking the original content up and being exposed to things they never, ever should see. And it's obviously not just children. It's just that TikTok is mostly kids. Let's be honest with ourselves. The youth is mostly on TikTok. If I were to guess, I would say that kids are mostly on TikTok and then YouTube, but mostly TikTok. It is the app. That is why my channel, which has been covering pretty much exclusively TikTok horror for the last couple of years, has done so substantially well in that niche genre. It's because TikTok as an app is so popular with kids. And those same kids are the ones who are stumbling across this content and have no idea what they're actually taking in, or they realize it and they think it's funny or a trend. And normalizing that kind of content, subjecting people and children to that kind of media, whether it is heavily filtered or not, is just so incredibly wrong. I cannot begin to imagine what it does to the psyche. I remember when I saw my very first live leak video when I was a kid. Won't describe it to you. I was a teenager. A friend showed it to me. I threw up immediately after. I remember that moment so vividly. It quite literally scarred me for life. And this is so much worse because it's all over TikTok and it's not being taken down in a lot of circumstances. I think TikTok has cleaned up some of it, but like I showed you earlier, there are videos that just have a sensitive content warning now. And I understand that there are just countless, millions probably doesn't even begin to quantify how much content is being uploaded to TikTok on a daily basis. I understand there cannot be human moderators for every single bit of it who have all of this knowledge of what this content really is. But if one single human being was reviewing one of these Minions videos, they would understand that the audio in them is from something absolutely tragic and horrifying that happened to a real person. But most likely what is happening is that even the TikTok automated system is artificial intelligence that is scanning this content, looking for what to flag, what to take it down for. And if it's not finding it, if it's not hearing it, it's not going to do anything about it. It's really scary because there's truly nothing to do but warn others and continue to report this. That is why I am making this video, because it has been weeks since a lot of these videos have been published on TikTok. Maybe not weeks, but at minimum, it's been a week and a half since many of these videos went online. Millions of views, tens of thousands of likes on them. Untold numbers of people who saw that content and then went off of the TikTok app to go see the original media. Again, I wanted to make this because I know a lot of you use me as your personal scary TikTok lady. I know a lot of you take in TikTok through me. And this is just something that I want you all to be aware of. I want you all to be very careful of. If you have children, I want you to be very cautious with what they're intaking. There's not a term you can ban for this. There's not a hashtag. There's not even a filter you could, censor or, I don't know, hide or something like that. I don't think you can do that on TikTok, but there's none of that you can even do because the videos are being generated off of the TikTok app on Runway and then put onto TikTok. It's really just word of mouth, or God forbid, it pops up on your For You page and you don't know what you're watching until it's too late. I had to go feed the dogs and my cold meds are wearing off, so I'm gonna wrap this up. This isn't something I have a resolution for you for. I doubt you will hear about this from me again unless something absolutely crazy happens with it. My hope is that after this video, after, people like Hannah especially bringing awareness to this situation and it's spreading to other apps, probably getting some additional media coverage, my hope is that TikTok will become aware of it and somehow, some way, maybe this Minions filter as a whole can be banned. I don't really know how they would do that because it's not on the app, and it sucks that obviously these horrible people making this content ruin it for anyone who is just, I don't know, having fun with it or whatever. But it's better safe than sorry in situations like this, and unfortunately I think that this just gives us a clear indication of how AI can be used for things like this. Right now it's the Minions, but whenever that goes away, whenever enough people catch on to that, it will be something else. I was rewatching Hannah's video while I was feeding the dogs and she was talking about, how a couple of years ago it was in K-pop edits, people would splice in shock and horrible content to freak people out on Twitter. This isn't like a new concept, it's just that people are getting more savvy and technology is updating more and more so that people can do more and more heinous and terrible things. The only thing you can do is to be aware of it. That's why I made this video. But the only other thing that you can do outside of that is if you come across these videos, report them. And I'm gonna just throw out there, I know there are a lot of you who especially are younger who watch my videos. I'm 31 in a lot of ways. I feel like your mama bear. And then I also know that there's a very large chunk of my audience who is older than me, and age is all just a number and an illusion. But there is a truth to when you are a child, taking in this kind of content especially is bad for your brain. I think it's bad for anybody's brain, but I especially think that for kids, searching this kind of thing out, you might want to scratch an itch. You might want to say to yourself, well, I watch horror content all the time. How bad could this really be? I am asking you not to subject yourself, at the very least, to the original source material for this. Once you do it, you can't go back from it. It's something that you can always wonder about, and I don't think you'll think about it past the first 5 minutes of maybe thinking, oh, maybe I'll go Google that. But once you see it, you cannot take it back. I am 31. I still think about the very first shock video, the very first like unaliving video that I ever saw when I was 16 years old. It messes with your brain. It's not good for us to take in that kind of content. It's not good for anyone, but please do not search out these original videos. If you do end up going down a rabbit hole of looking into this content on TikTok and reporting, be safe about it. Do not look up the original source material. And that is what I will say. And that is where I will leave you. Not a fun video, but I still thought it was kind of my responsibility to make a video about this as your local scary TikTok lady. And especially not a fun thing to bring to you right before Christmas. But again, as this just seems to be more and more and more prevalent, it's just something I wanted you to be aware of. And yeah, I hope you're doing well. If you guys want to watch anything else on this, I highly recommend Hannah's video if you have the stomach for it. She talks about, I think I may have said this earlier, but she talks about the original source videos so that you don't need to look them up or anything like that. The ones she can talk about, obviously. I know for me, to be totally honest with you, my mental health is not in a place where I could see videos like that. So my dive into this is not super, super deep. I think she does a much better and more thorough job than I can do in that department, all the time really, but especially on this. So yeah, I'll have her link down below, and please, please take care of yourselves. I love you so, 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 so much. I know this is maybe a tough watch and maybe a tough way to end off a video, but I care about you so, so, so deeply, and my audience means absolutely everything to me. And as uncomfortable as it is to have these conversations and to talk about the not so fun, scary side of TikTok, I do think it's important to do so. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, go and give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I want to say an extra special thank you to my subscribers who are members of the channel. For members only content like videos and polls help me decide on future video topics, and just members only updates and ramblings, you can check out that little join button somewhere around the screen. We would love to have you. An extra special thank you to my VIP loves for their continued and very generous support of the channel. I love and appreciate you all very, very much. I love you all very much, and I will see you in my next video. Take care of yourselves.